Warm greetings of the day to all my learners. Welcome to the English grammar lesson on subject verb concord. In this part, we will learn about the concept of subject verb concord, how to make this agreement happen, and some of the rules to be noted. So let's start. First of all, what do you mean by subject verb concord or agreement? It is a grammatical rule which states that subject and verb must agree in number and person. That means singular subject takes singular verb. For example, the girl is eating a banana. Here, singular subject girl takes singular verb is. Similarly, plural subject takes plural verb. For example, the girls are eating fruits. Here, the plural subject girls takes plural verb are. How to make this agreement happen? The solution lies in the identification of subject and its number and person correctly in a sentence. Subject of a sentence is the doer or the agent of the action. For example, my friend writes beautiful poetry. Here, the subject is my friend, who is the doer or the agent of the action, writes. Now it's time to know about some rules to be followed for subject-verb agreement. Rule 1. In present tense, when the subject is singular, main verb takes S or ES form, that is singular form of the verb. And when the subject is plural, the main verb takes the first form or the plural form of the verb. For example, my father goes for a walk daily. Here, the singular subject takes singular form of the verb, that is ES form of the verb go, that is goes. And players want to win. Here, plural subject players take the first form of the verb, that is plural form of the verb want. Here, my learner should make note of the exception rule which says the pronouns I and you, in spite of being singular, take plural verb, that is first form of the verb in present tense. For example, I write beautifully, you play well. Here, the pronouns I and you have taken plural form of the verbs write and play respectively. Rule 2. When the subject of the sentence is composed of two or more nouns or pronouns connected by and, use a plural verb. For example, he and I were playing. Here, the subject comprises of two pronouns, he and I. They have been taken as plural subject. Hence, the agreement has been made with the plural verb were. Again, my learners should make note of this exception rule. If the nouns suggest one idea or refer to the same person or thing, the verb is singular. For example, the horse and the carriage is at the door. Here, the horse and the carriage are not being taken as separate entities. Instead, it is referring to one vehicle. Similarly, bread and butter is his only food. Again, bread and butter are not being taken as two separate ingredients. Instead, it is being considered as one food item. Now, rule number 3, which states that when there are words joined to the subject by with as well as etc., the verb still agrees with the first or the main subject. For example, the ship with its crew was found. Here, the verb was agrees with the main or the first subject ship, which is singular in number. Similarly, the students as well as the teacher are excited. Again, the verb are agrees with the first subject, that is the students, which is plural in number. Now it's time to learn about the last rule in this presentation, rule number 4. When two or more nouns or pronouns are connected by or nor, or either or neither nor, the verb should agree with the subject that is nearest to the verb. For example, neither the teacher nor the students like this subject. Here, the nearest subject, the students, agrees with the verb like, and both of them are plural in number. Similarly, the committee members or the CEO approves the proposal. Here, the nearest subject to the verb is singular in number. Hence, singular verb approves come into picture. That was the last rule in this presentation. I hope this video will help my learners to understand the concept of subject-verb agreement. On that note, I, Liju Susan Thomas, TGT English from TIS, sign off. Thank you